Okay, I hope everyone can hear me. Let me just let me just check really quickly. Um, let's check. Ah, okay. Hello, can you hear me? Okay, solid. Okay, we're ready to go. So I'm gonna do this a bit early this time. We're going to be looking at the results together. So let's go ahead. I'm going to unmute it. Let's go. Okay. Honestly, I was not expecting Latvia. I felt like the crowd wasn't there. Austria, okay. I think she had a really solid performance. Okay. I don't know. Okay. For the people that are here, do you think that the second semifinal is actually more difficult to like guess or gauge than the first one? Because that's honestly how I felt. Netherlands, okay. Europapa is funny. So, Norway. Okay, I think. Okay, so I had not watched Norway's performance prior to this, like prior to the second semifinal. I was blown away. Norway was wonderful. I was actually really, really surprised in a good way. Ah, okay. Honestly, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. Leave that alone. Yeah, Greece had a great performance. Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, Greece, I thought had a good performance. There were some things that are a bit confusing, or maybe not confusing, but like I was very interested in like the complexities of the genre mixing. That was pretty cool. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Who is next? Armenia. Is it? I don't. I thought Armenia had a great performance. So let's see. Estonia, solid. Okay, solid. Honestly, I agree with these, but like the ones remaining, I'm really confused by. Okay, solid. I agree. I'm so confused, man. I'm so confused. I thought Armenia did really well. Czechia, like, is like much improved. Like, I don't understand. San Marino was good too. All of these were really good. I don't understand. Georgia too. Oh my god. What the heck? What the heck? Armenia, Denmark, Albania. Albania confused me. Let's talk about that later. I thought Czechia did good too. Belgium too. What the heck? No. Yeah. Armenia did really, really well. Okay, well, hold on. Let me write down who didn't go through. Hold on, give me a second. Um, what? So we had Denmark, San Marino. Who else didn't go through? Um, Belgium. Sony, Belgium. Georgia got in. San Marino got in. Um, Latvia got in. Armenia got in. Denmark didn't get in. Austria? No, no, I think they got in. They got in. Who the heck am I missing? Czechia. Czechia. Sorry, this is a process we're going through together. Albania, okay, Albania, Malta. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm muting this, so let's go ahead and get started. I will say before we begin, honestly, I'm just kind of like the very first or semifinal number one. I had already guessed basically everyone correctly. Um, on who was going to be moving on. Like I could tell pretty much immediately how everything was going to go. This one I think is a lot harder, and I'm honestly kind of confused by the ones that didn't go through, or not all of them. All of some of them I suspected, but others I'm just like I feel like it was a toss up. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's get started. If you are new to my channel, what I do is I just like run down the list of contestants in the running order, and then I have notes. I will say I I had like a 20-minute conversation with my mom during like the middle during the second half. So there are some that I did not see, but I think most of them I had already like reacted to previously, even if I didn't, even if I didn't post my reaction. So anyway, let's go ahead. Let's get started. Starting out with number one, Malta, with Loop. I said it was my first time watching it. To me, there was like sections of it that sounded like slow mo. Like there's like a very specific like beat pattern that's pretty like specific to the Caribbean and like reggaeton. So and then slow mo also had the same thing. So I was just like, oh, okay, this kind of sounds like slow mo. I thought that she put on a really good show. I'm kind of confused how she didn't make it through, but whatever, let's keep going. I said I appreciate that she's trying really hard to have a good performance. I respect singers who can both sing and perform, like they can give a good performance without sounding breathy or just like craziness. I gave her singing an 8.5 out of 10. I gave the concept a 7 out of 10 or a 7.5 out of 10 because it was just like, it's good, but it's not like wowing, but I don't think it has to be wowing. But overall, I gave the combined performance a 9 out of 10. I thought that she did really, really well. Next, moving on to Albania and Titan. I said that I had seen the original when she was doing her competition. I saw that one. I have not seen like an updated version. Um, I said that I her dress kind of reminded me of the Statue of Liberty, but that's just me and my like American mind. um, the, and comparing her original to this version, I said that there was less music. And from what I remember about the original, like her competition, um, there she actually had like a full orchestra, and so I'm kind of confused why she got rid of like the strings and everything. I thought I okay, so I originally thought I was like, okay, I think that she needs to change some things, but I did not expect her to completely X out and remove all of the instruments and just kind of go with synthetic sounds. That's what I was kind of confused by. I didn't know. I don't get that. I don't I don't know if I agree with that. Um, and then her ending breakdown, where like the beat kind of like I think it doubled. I said it definitely was not what I was expecting, but it wasn't bad. Um, I said her singing was an 8 out of 10. The concept was a 6.5 out of 10. And the performance overall was a 7. That's what I thought. Moving on to Greece in Zari. Okay. It was my first time. Um, and like I was kind of confused why it kind of looked like she was supposed to be on like TikTok live, and I was like, maybe I need to look at the lyrics to understand why she's to understand why she's doing that. Um, and then I was kind of confused by like the sound. I was like, oh, maybe she's Middle Eastern. The like she did like the line dance with the not the flags, but like the towels. I think it's supposed, or from what I've seen on like TikTok or whatever, it's like Lebanese or another like maybe Persian or something like that. I thought that was really cool that she was like bending genres and mixing them together. Um, I wrote that, I don't know about the intro to her high notes. They were kind of iffy to me, like the very beginning. And then I think when she went back after the first chorus, I was like, I don't know. But overall, I thought it was pretty cool. She had a dance break. I said that I wasn't really paying attention overall to her singing, but she was solid enough for it not to be a negative or like to the detriment. Singing, solid 7. Performance, the performance was cool. Let me see. Okay. Hi everyone. If you're joining, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, please put them in the chat. That would be great. I know it's really late, so I'm trying to do this quickly. So yeah, but I would love if you would comment along. Moving on to Switzerland and the code, I saw this MV. I saw the music video. I don't know if I if I edited the reaction and posted it, but I definitely reacted to it at some point. I thought that was a really theatrical performance. They had really great facial expressions. I don't know if I've actually seen anything like this in like a music performance. Singing, I think they did a great job. I gave it a 9 out of 10. And then the performance overall, I gave a 10 out of 10. I thought that Nemo did really, really well. Um, let's go on to Ike or Chechia and Pedestal. I did react to this. I did post this or this reaction, and I was not wowed by Pedestal. I thought the original performance that I saw, I thought it was like really, really, really bad. I don't think I wasn't scathing in my comments, but I was just like, this is, I don't understand how this won over anything else. I thought it was not pathetic, but I thought it was like really, really disappointing. Um, and so I honestly, I did not have high hopes for Pedestal based on the original performance I had seen. Um, I said that she's still staying in the same place, like she's taking maybe two, three, four steps, stopping and singing. She was trying to give a little arm action to make it a more interactive, but I could tell she was very cognizant of what happened in like the original performance that most of us saw. Um, but I said I appreciate that she modified the performance to fit where she's at. And again, I'm not a person who talks about like physically being fit. I'm talking about more so like lung and like breath support and control. Um, but I said that she had a very solid high note. She had a dance break at the very end. She did not she had a dance break at the very end, and she did not say anything after that besides thank you. So yeah, no singing. That was good. But overall, I thought that she did really well. I think I gave her singing an 8 out of 10, and I gave her performance overall an 8 out of 10. I thought she did really, really well. Even though, yeah, anyway, moving on. So yeah, okay. Before I go, I'm very confused by this because I did think Pedestal, this performance, she did very, very well. So I'm a bit confused on why she was left out and why she's not moving on. I feel like maybe her original performances, her live performances made like an impact. Therefore, people just like weren't voting based on the previous ones that they had seen and not necessarily this performance, which is unfortunate, but I feel like that happened. France, it's already qualified, but I just want to put this in. France and Mon Amour. I reacted to this. I uploaded this. I loved and still love this song. But this is the very first live performance that I had seen. I thought it was interesting that he started laying down solid vocals. I can't speak enough about the vocals. Something I did have questions about, or something that I like noticed. I noticed that his performance was made for TV and the people watching it on TV and not for the people in the audience. Because like literally like when you think about how it must look in person, it must look kind of crazy because it's like one, like he starts laying down, then he like is up on his knees, but he's literally like playing to a camera and the cameraman, and there may be someone like a lead leading the cameraman to make sure that they go to the right place and everything. I'm like, watching this in person must be crazy. Like I can't imagine, and I don't think that I would consider, if I was seeing it in person, I don't think I would consider it to be a good performance. But seeing it through a screen, I thought it was great. So I think that's like an interesting conversation to have when we're talking about performances nowadays. Like, there's the people who aren't doing it for the live audience, they're doing it for the people who are going to be watching it on their phones or watching it on TV or whatever. I think that's a very interesting conversation that society is going to have with itself going forward. Um, and then his, what is it, his last bridge into chorus. I was like, he's literally he's 5 feet away from the mic. And I was like, wow, he's doing a really great job. But I just thought it was funny. So I was like, if he was not, he was definitely gonna like blow out the speakers. I thought it was funny though. Overall, great job. Vocals, 10 out of 10. Great, great, great. Okay, let's move on to Austria. and We Will Rave. It was my first time watching this performance. I will say that I had to go like feed my cat. So I was like listening to the song, but I wasn't necessarily watching the performance. So I don't have anything to say about the performance. But I said that it would definitely be a really fun festival song. It was really fun. I don't necessarily have much to comment about on the vocals, but yeah, great. Next, moving on to Denmark and Sand. I reacted to this. I don't think I posted. I don't think I posted my reaction to it, but I did react to this and the other three, or it was her plus the two other people in competition to see who would be reacting. I said I was kind of surprised that she had won because there was like the duo or the group or whatever. I thought they were gonna win, but whatever. Anyway, I said I think that the song is like a bit repetitive, but she had really solid vocals. I did wish that there was more in the chorus because the chorus mainly is literally it's just the music. And because she's just like standing on the platform, all she's doing really is like raising her arms. And I was like, that's really unfortunate. I don't know who thought that would be not necessarily that like who would think that was okay, um but more so I feel like there it could be more lively. Yeah, so I said that the performance was a bit boring, but the graphics were good and so were her vocals. um yeah, yeah. Okay, now moving on to Armenia and Jocko. This was my very first time watching it. I thought that was pretty interesting. Overall, it's not something I've really been exposed to here in the US. I thought that the vocals were really solid. A note that I made was I thought the fake playing per instruments is always like really funny, like just like going crazy on like the trumpet and all of that. Um, Overall, I gave the singing an 8.5 out of 10, and I gave the performance an 8. Great job. Next, moving on to Latvia and Hollow. It was my first time seeing this performance. And I literally wrote, the crowd isn't hype enough for me. I was like, he's doing a really great job, but like, it didn't feel like the crowd was really engaged. Um, yeah, but the singing, good, great. But I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, Latvia made it through, so I guess the people, the audience was engaged enough. um, then I'm gonna skip over, or no, I can speak about Zora. Zora was a really fun performance. It had an older lady as the singer. I thought that it was really fun. Um, I don't know if I would say the vocals are like 10 out of 10, but I can also say I can't imagine being in my like 70s, 80s, 90s and performing in front of, 20, 30,000 people as well. So, so who am I to judge? But yeah, I thought it was really fun. I liked I don't, what you call them, go-go dancers? I don't know. I like the dancers on stage. Um, yeah, okay. Then this next section is when I had the phone call with my mother. So I don't have much to say about these. San Marino and 1111. I had reacted to this. I do not know if I posted it, but I did react to this before. From what I saw of the performance, I thought that they did really well. I don't know, I'm trying to remember what the original looked like. I think that they did a better job here than they did in the original performance, the one that I had seen for like the competition. Although it's much more polished, I thought that they did really well. I'm kind of surprised they didn't make it through. Um, but yeah, I don't. The whole voting this time, I'm lost on what people were looking for. Anyway, moving on to Georgia and Fighter Fighter. I did not see this performance, but I don't think I reacted to it. But I have listened to Firefighter and I enjoyed the performance. I'm pretty, yeah, Georgia made it through. So great job. I hate that I'm literally just like, great job to you. Moving on to Belgium, before the party's over, I did react to this. I reacted to the music video. Some of the comments that I had about it, I thought it was really good. It's a type of song that I would listen to personally, like on my own. However, I found that the end was too repetitive. Um, and I wish that there had been a bit more variation in the singing. I This performance, man. I thought that again, I think they did like super well, but I don't know. As the changes that I wanted weren't necessarily made all of the way, but it's okay. I think it's unfortunate that they're not moving on. But yeah. We're just gonna leave it there. We'll leave it there. Next on to Estonia. I'm not even gonna try to sing the song name. Sorry. This was one that I legitimately did not see. Or no, actually, no. I reacted to this. I don't know. I don't know if I posted the reaction, but I reacted to this. Um, but I did not see like the performance here because again I was on the phone with my mom. Um, yeah, I remember liking it. So I feel so bad. There's literally like a chunk that I just did not see because I was talking. Um, Moving on to Italy and Lanoya, I did react to this. I did post this reaction. Um, I saw this one, but I had this one. I had it on mute because I was still talking. Don't worry, that's the last one. I did get to see Israel, so starting there, I'm back on reacting to everything. Lanoya, it looked like a great performance. I'm just gonna assume that the vocals were similar or basically the same to the original performance for San Remo, and if they are, I'm sure she did a wonderful job. I'm sure she did a wonderful job. Moving on to Israel, this is where I'm just kind of like, I don't know how much I can like, how much I should talk about this. Um, so okay, I do want to touch on what happened yesterday during their performances. So there was a lot of booing yesterday. And something I want to like note, I think is very interesting. So I was on Eurovision World. I looked at I think I looked at Wee Wee blogs. Hold on, let me check to make sure I'm not imagining this. But Eurovision World, and then let me see, let me see, let me see. Let me see, let me see. Let me see. Yeah. Huh? Whoa. Whoa. I missed this whole thing about Eric. I missed this whole thing about Eric Said. I think that's how you say it. I missed this yesterday. I only saw did he did he perform yesterday? Bro, chat, if you're there, someone I missed this whole thing about Eric Said yesterday. Hold on, let me check my notes. What the heck? No, Sweden goes through, right? Sweden goes through automatically because they won last year, right? So What the heck? I don't remember. They didn't actually, no, they didn't perform yesterday, right? Like Eric Said didn't perform yesterday. Who were the automatic bids yesterday? Hold on, let me check. Okay, the automatic bids yesterday were the UK and Germany. I did not see Sweden. And then you have the two automatic bids from today, which was Italy and Spain, I'm pretty sure. And France. Yeah. But we have the three automatic bids today. What the? So we didn't see, bro, chat. Oh my God. Okay, sorry, I missed this whole thing about Eric Said yesterday, the Swedish singer. I'm kind of confused on, or no, was he the opening act? I don't remember. Anyway, moving on to what happened with Israel yesterday during the like the run through. There was like booing in the audience, and like watermelons and things like that. Um, but I I feel like it's very complicated, and I don't necessarily want to speak out of turn because I know about it, but I don't know if this is the appropriate. Um, I don't know what you would say, like if this is like the appropriate venue to speak what I think about what's going on in the Middle East with like Israel and everything else. So I think it's a bit complicated, and I don't think that Eurovision handled it correctly in that they're like, oh no, we're not political, yada yada. If Eurovision isn't political, where's Russia and where's Belarus? Like if it's not supposed to be like I think that we have to be honest, and this is why I'm saying I don't want to speak out of turn because again I'm not European, I am American, and there's the whole thing about American involvement, whatever. But in terms of Eurovision, I think just saying, oh, we're not political is absolutely ridiculous because you're obviously missing countries for a reason. Like, and you've been acting as if these countries don't exist for the past couple of years. Um, so but I just want to put a pin in that. I thought, but honestly, for this performance, I actually thought it was a little bit weird because I felt like there's actually more crowd involvement during this performance in comparison to basically all of the others. Like you could actually like you could really really hear the crowd, and I thought that was weird. I'm not saying that I wanted to hear booing, but I was just kind of like, this is confusing. It felt almost like some of the cheers were like recorded or something. It felt weird. But I thought that she had a good performance. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm kind of like all over the place, but I want to be very cautious. I want to be very cautious of what I say, but I also want to speak frankly. Um, and I don't want this to get like removed and get like 2 views, which has happened before. Yeah, I thought she did well. I'm gonna move on from that. I don't want to deal with that. Next on to Norway. It was my first time watching, and I always really appreciate female leads in a rock band. It's so good, so nice. I really liked it. I thought that the song was great. I thought the singing was great. I was just kind of like, I don't know what could be added to make the song better. 10 out of 10, singing and performance. Great job. Lastly, moving on to the Netherlands and Europapa. So the weird thing about it is I didn't watch this, and I did not, obviously I didn't create a reaction or post anything from it, but I feel like I've seen this on TikTok, which as an American, I've never seen anything about Eurovision on TikTok. I'm pretty sure I've heard the song before, which I thought was really interesting. Um, Oh, there was there was a part of the performance where like the screen just went blue and it said like sorry we're having trouble with the graphics, but they got it going. So obviously there wasn't a super big there wasn't a detriment. Like they fixed the graphics pretty quickly. Then and I said that this was a good way to end semifinal two. I thought that they did all of the performance, all of the performance. I thought that they did really well. I thought it was fun. The crowd was engaged. It was a great way to end it. Now moving on, I do want to talk about the countries that didn't make it. So yeah, Denmark, San Marino, Belgium, Czechia, Albania, and Malta. The ones I'm kind of like, huh, about are Czechia and Malta. And then Belgium too, because I really like the song, but I did not see the performance. I don't know what happened. Um, but those three, I'm just kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's a toss up. Maybe I don't know what's getting play and what's not getting play like on the radio. Again, I live in the US, so I don't really see a lot of anything on like TikTok or anything about the about Eurovision and like Eurovision contestants. Um, it's kind of like literally even if I search Eurovision, it's not going to come up. Like obviously it'll come up if I search it, but then it does not get included into my algorithm, so I start seeing stuff naturally. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of confused. I did think that Czechia had a really good performance. Same with Malta. Belgium, I like the song. I don't know how the performance went, but I doubt that it was a bad performance as well. I don't. I'm not sure who I would say I would switch it out for, but very interesting that those didn't make it through. But yeah, okay, we're gonna go. It's been almost 40 minutes. um, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna end here. Please let me know what you think in the comments about the people that are going through. Also, if you could let me know like what the scent like I've seen like on BBC on Al Jazeera. I've seen on a bunch of news sites they're reporting on the protests and things that are happening in Malmo, but it's like a blackout on Wee Wee blogs, on Eurovision World, the Eurovision subreddit. Like they're not talking about it at all, and I think that's really fucking weird, and I don't understand it. Um, Not even that you have to be like political about it, but like just like pretending that's not happening is wild to me, especially when Wee Blogs is reporting about what happened with Eric Said, but then is not reporting what happened with what's her name? Hold on, I don't want to get her name wrong. Um, with Eden Golan. I, I don't know. We're gonna end it here. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that you all have a great day, and I'll see everyone again after the grand final on Saturday. Okay, so I hope everyone has a great day, and bye bye. Bye bye bye.